Today we're looking at an Eager Sales song, which is actually a cover of a Wess Meets Wess song from 2015. So this is a cover. It's kind of strange to call it a cover because I did the song 10 years ago, but I wanted to redo it with Eager Sales. So here we are. We'll start up here with the drums. This is my guy, Jeremy, the drummer of Eager Sales, just killing the drums. He did a great job. He did a bunch of takes, and we did some chopping up of those takes. We actually did quantize the entire song, and then we took it off because it wasn't feeling as good as just him playing it. So that's a testament to how good of a drummer he is. Yeah, so just going through everything we did here. Yeah, so that's the kick. We got just a slate gate. We got some EQ, DBX 160, Involution transient kind of designer. API 560, doing a little bit of low end, and then just a little limiter there, taking off a little bit. We got the sub kick going with that, a gate, an EQ with that. So there's two snares because I treated this one a little bit differently. So this is the main snare mic. We got a gate, we got EQ, SSL, doing a little bit more high end, filtering out some lows, 33609 compression. It's hitting that pretty hard. Loop trotter in parallel. Some distortion and another L2 just taking off a couple transients. And then this one, I think we shaped it a little bit differently. I think I crushed it through the distressor. So this is still the same mic, but I used a different gate. I used this one. I used the silencer. So that's just a lot more distorted, kind of mixed in, and you see it's blended in. So those two together, plus the bottom snare. Look at that, nothing on the bottom snare. I love that, just nothing. Some reverb, that's the Seventh Heaven reverb. And then there's a non-lin reverb, just a slight little bit of that. And then there's this Safari Dirty Dog reverb. So that's the kick and snare. Got the toms as well. Toms are going through slate gates, some CLA. No, I do manually gate the toms, but I still do a little bit more gating the slate. CLA drums. Doing some work on the toms, some 160s. A little EQ, fab filter, and then some soothe to get rid of some of that high end. A little bit of reverb, a little bit of R bass. Let's hear that R bass. Yeah, the kick and the toms are gonna go to this R bass. Hi-hat is off, just turned it down, not using it. Hilarious. All those close mics are going to this drum bus. The Pultec, a 2500, inflator, and then another parallel 124. Really very little compression coming from this, from the dry wet. So those are the close mics. The overheads, the room mics, the AE, the stereo AEA or R88, the Devil, which is the Devil Lock, the standard audio. And then the M7, which is a Bricasti reverb print of the Marble Foyer room. So that's the overheads going through the Bricasti, and I just print that into Pro Tools during the drum session. We have a Devil Lock. Let's hear what that sounds like. Sorry, here's the reverb on its own. And then here's the Devil Lock. Really quiet. But I think it gives it a really nice texture. Reverb, and then this is the stereo AEA. Nothing too crazy with that. Actually, just EQing that. Little dynamic EQ there. And then my room, now those got slammed on the way in through like probably the 2500. And then their overheads are doing Magic Death Eye compressor, the Abbey Road Brilliance, I love that, some Soothe. And those are the Coles, and those are actually being recorded through the SSL, the API, a Grace preamp, API EQ, the right in front of me, 550As. You know, when I record drums, I happily record through EQ and compression, so I use the distressors and the API EQs, SSL EQs. I will print EQ on all my things on the way in. Very happy to do that. My close mics are going to this drum sub, and then that drum sub mix gets a parallel crush, but then the room mics all meet the drums at this M drum for drum master, and they all meet that. So because I don't want these cymbals getting too crushed. And then I added this really late in the game. I just wanted a little bit even more from the drums, so the entire drum kit is going to this devil lock here, just to give it that tiny bit more. I feel like when you take it away, you notice that it's being taken away. I can't stress enough that the drums were played just amazingly well by Jeremy, so that is why these sound good to me. I think they sound great, but I think it's because he played it so well. And moving on to bass, Tim did some bass. We DI'd the bass, and then we reamped it through his orange head. So that's his DI. We have a clean and a distorted DI from his rig. And then that's going to this submix, and it's getting an amp, getting some EQ, which is really a filter, not much. Some compression, some more EQ, little 3K, little 10K. CLA bass, doing a lot of work here. Some Soothe to tame the kind of pick sound. An L2, just taking care of some of that love there. And then I'm distorting with a plugin, classic Sans amp, I'm distorting his bass. And then we had done all that, but then we took his direct bass and we reamped it through his orange head, and that sounded awesome. So that's that. And we just blended that in with the DI to use both. Compressed that a little bit, EQ'd that a little bit, yeah. Reamping the bass through the real amp gave it a little bit more just body, so we just blended all that together. Guitar World, we did a U87 and a Royer on my guitars. I did some DI guitars, but I did some amp guitars too, so these are all amp guitars. Let's see. So a little EQ on these guitars, some more EQ with the API, some compression, the inflator, and that's it for those rhythm guitars, that's it. I do have this Pro MB multiband. The vocals would be being sent to this to turn them down when I'm singing. Yeah, these clean guitars are actually DI. So these are stereo clean guitars. I use the Simplifier amp for that, which is a little pedal board amp. So it's my pedals into more delays. I very rarely use a delay for my guitar on the computer, but this one I really wanted this very specific kind of ping-ponging delay. So we got that. Yeah, EQ, compression, Echo Boy, some spring, Eventide, some decapitator. I really love boosts. They're weird, especially with DI guitars. So I think that helps it a bunch. LA3A. I was really They took a lot for me to get that guitar sounding right. And that goes to its own guitar bus. And then these are some more DI guitars. And then I did this whole weird section, super weird sounds. So I'm using the black hole to get a super expansive reverb on there. I EQ'd that return a little bit. I use this tape for the guitar there as well. I love this on everything. Little EQ the return there, and then there's a submix. You'll notice I use a lot of the same plugins on all my guitars. Pro Q, little API, some RC comp waves, inflator. Which gets us to some vocals. So a lot of guitars are spread out on different tracks just because they're treated a little bit differently. So some mic'd up through the Varellin mic'd up guitars, and then a bunch of DI. I think what it was distortion was mic'd up and the clean parts were DI to get the most kind of crystal clear guitars.
You makes you worse than stop.
Nice. Some auto-tune, a little bit of dynamic EQ in the top end, and some RC comp.
You makes you worse than stop.
That distortion is coming from the bus, so all of these vocals are all the yelling, which I'm yelling, but I also wanted to treat them kind of distorted. So these are yelly, and these are yelly as well.
If whatever you do makes you worse than stop. I treated you poorly, it was my fault. Couldn't stay out of the saddle, look down on that.
So some EQ, some parallel compression. This is where that distortion's
If whatever you do makes you worse than stop.
I just wanted these vocals to be super aggressive. A Cush transformer, probably just slamming the vocal here.
If whatever you do makes you worse than stop.
But in parallel, so it's like 25% wet. So that's a lot of compression, but just being blended in. A little bit more EQ.
If whatever you do makes you worse.
And a lot of soothe, because those are very harsh vocals. And these are going to a plate reverb, a quarter note delay, eighth note, and a 16th note delay, as well as Alter Boy. And I have this all vocal effect. So these are going to a lot of places.
If whatever you do makes you worse than stop.
Yeah, lots of delays, lots of reverbs.
We are alone. This is the end.
So I believe these are the Alter Boys are on.
We are alone.
So I have these like Alter Boy octave up and downs through all the clean vocals. So that's in the whole song. You know, on its own, it's ridiculous, but I think it really adds something. I have these tremolo vocals in the beginning. I think you heard those. So this will get automated up, I think.
We are alone.
Did I print that?
This is the end.
Oh, sorry, it's right here.
We are alone. This is the end.
So that's just decapitator, reverb, Alter Boy, shimmer, tremolo, some EQ, telephone filter, and then even more echo. So that's a lot going on there.
We are alone. This is the end. We are. I'll see you again at the top of the world.
And the clean vocals are going through the same channel strip as the yelling, except for without the distortion. So
I'll see you again at the top of the world.
oh, a little more de-essing on these two. Limiter and then a final trim to just kind of take them down a little bit. Yeah, the clean vocals are going through this microshift as well.
I'll see you again at the top of the world.
There's a little bit of width. Yeah, a lot of vocal processing, as you can see, a lot of buses, a lot of vocal processing, blending things in and out, vocal tremolo being blended in and out. And then I have these grains. Well, I call it grains. What that is the portal by output. And so I automated these mutes. So all the vocals are being sent to them to 8 different grains. So there's 8 different of these portal effects. And all the vocals are being sent to them. And then I print them, and they're being unmuted at times. So this is what I do with guitar pedals quite a bit. I'll reamp all the vocals through guitar pedals, but I was taking that same idea and applying it to these plugins. And then if we open up this folder, these are all the printed grains. So if we just, so there are 8 different effects that I printed. And then kind of brought these in and out of different volumes, as you can see as well. Yeah, so there's these really chaotic vocal things, but they are buried in the mix, and they're just there as like a texture. But yeah, I just like the vocals having these little textures that happen constantly. And they're also being turned down when I'm singing. I'm delaying the signal into them by usually a beat. It's a lot of work that goes into these little textures. Got Tim saying on some of this stuff. So Tim has a whole channel of stuff here. And then so did Jeremy. Oh, and so did Andy Porta. These are the guys here.
I see you again at the top of the world.
So that's Tim, Jeremy, and Andy Porta killing it on these vocals.
I see you again at the top of the world.
Yeah. And there's Tim yelling out at the end with me. Yeah, Tim's yelling there. I love it. Yeah, so Tim on bass, Jeremy on drums and vocals, Tim on bass and vocals. And then Andy, the drummer of Wess, was kind enough to add some vocals. That brings us to the very end here. There's just a Rhodes that goes through the whole tune. Well, most of the song. I guess it plays on the intro and the pre-chorus. Yeah, nothing crazy. So just plays on kind of the bigger sections. And then there's an organ there as well. Yeah, because why not? Little organ fills it out. And then that takes us to the tuba. So. Little two-bus action, some EQ, some kind of tape emulation from Crane Song. Pultec, really just a boost at the top end. SSL, doing a little bit of compression there. The inflator's doing some work. The God Particle's definitely doing some work here. Another L2 just kissing this, doing very little, and then a final Pro L here. Doing just a little bit of work there. Then I still like RMS as well as I check RMS and LUFS for volume.
I'll see you again at the top of the world. I'll see you again at the top of the world. I'll see you again at the top of the world. I'll see you again.
That is the mix. Thanks for watching.